9th Agile Principle. Welcome to Scrum Positive. This is Vinod Narayan. Thanks for tuning in. Please do subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Let me read the principle. Continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhances agility. Now, again, when you talk about technical excellence, if you're in the software field, you're talking about software excellence, architecture level, design level. If you're in some other field, you can look at what technical excellence means over there. In software, at least what I've seen is, in some organizations, they don't have dedicated team members. You're always dependent on one member. You're not technically competent enough to deliver something. And there's no process to make people technically competent. I'm not saying that everyone would be competent in the same way. Now, if it's a team where everyone is cross-functional and everyone knows to do everything and they all work together, it's going to be much more productive than a team in which you have one person who has all the knowledge and then you have several other people. But then you cannot probably start with a team where everything is perfect. So there should be a striving for technical excellence that should happen within the team. There are teams which over a period of time, because of how they've been doing things, they will accumulate tech debt. And because of the technical debt that they have, every work that they're doing now and in the future becomes more cumbersome, more difficult, less productive, and you make it, instead of building something that is robust, it becomes weaker and weaker. So I've seen where people would tag something as a technical debt and leave it over there. But then there's never a process to address those technical debt. So I think if you do a continuous attention towards technical excellence, like on a regular basis, if you address technical debts and resolve it, even putting technical debts in a kind of a risk metrics kind of a model where you kind of look at the impact of all these technical debts, refactoring code on a regular basis. Now, for non-software people, the whole idea is to make things in a better way so that it starts functioning, whatever you built is functioning in a better way for the end user. And then design. If you have not carefully looked at the design, and if the design is not something that can expand or that can accommodate changes down the line, you become limited. And there are cases where you go with the design and then you find out that design kind of limits what you could do with. I know I'm just pulling up things from my experience, what I've experienced or what I've heard people say and what I've read and all. Sometimes certain technical designs force the team to work in one way. The cost of changing that whole thing becomes much more expensive than continuing this way. But you'll always hit a point. Many times what happens is that people will push this whole thing and then say that, okay, we will do a complete overhaul of the system when we reach to that point. But if you retrace and start looking at the cost of a bad design, even if you spend more money and fix it at an earlier stage, you'd be spending less over a period of time because you have to live with the bad design that came. So design considerations, going through whole that, and we can go into detail of this because as a principle, I don't think we can go much detail into it, but we can talk about good designs and all those things as we move forward in a more generic way, because Scrum Positive, I don't want this to be a very only software focus, because I want this idea of Scrum and something that helps us both in our life and our professional life and personal life. Now, when I look at design, I also look at design from a personal life. Designing a personal life. When you look at education, when you look at what we do from a discipline that we acquire, I think if we design our life in a better way, then our life can expand and redefine our boundaries and not limit us on things that we want to do. So I think it becomes very important for us to look at it. We'll talk about design thinking sometime down the line as well. Anyway, please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed to. Continuous attention to technical excellence and good design will enhance agility, because agility is all about change, right? It's about improving, it's about adapting. If you don't have a good design, if you don't have technical excellence, these both kind of limit your ability to be agile. I'll see you all next week. Please share your questions or thoughts. Thank you.